Friends, have you ever felt like you are standing at the edge of an abyss? The very foundation of your existence crumbling beneath your feet. Perhaps a crushing loss, a profound betrayal, or the slow, agonizing erosion of your dreams has left you feeling utterly broken, like shattered fragments scattered by a storm. The fear is real, the pain is raw, and the temptation to simply give up, to succumb to the darkness is almost overwhelming. But what if I told you that in these very shattered pieces lies the potential for something stronger, something more resilient? This isn't about a magic reset button. It's about a conscious, deliberate act of rebuilding. It's about claiming your power not to evade pain, but to navigate it with strength and determination. Today, we're not just talking about coping, we're diving into the process of reconstructing yourself piece by piece. We will examine the stages of rebuilding, the real battles you will face, and provide tools to aid your journey towards a more formidable you in this video. This video will explore 3 critical phases of rebuilding your life. Chapter 1, the Shattering, which explores how such breakdown can occur in our life and why it is inevitable. Chapter 2, the Scavenging, a practical guide for collecting your fractured pieces and turning them into resources. And Chapter 3, the Re-Emergence, which focuses on creating a newer, more robust you. Let's embark on this journey together. But first, a quick word of warning. The path of rebuilding is not a gentle stroll. It will require unwavering courage, grit, and a deep commitment to your own growth. Are you ready? If yes, then hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into the journey. Chapter 1, the Shattering. The process of breaking down isn't an anomaly. It's a fundamental aspect of human experience, a crucible where our character is tested and ultimately forged. Look around you. History echoes this theme in both personal stories and global events. The recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank in March 2023, which once stood tall as a symbol of innovation, shows us that even the most solid of structures can crumble unexpectedly. The bank's rapid descent exposed vulnerabilities beneath the surface, sparking a crisis of confidence in the entire financial sector, which was then followed by the fall of Credit Suisse, a global powerhouse, also during March 2023. These events, much like personal setbacks, can send a seismic wave through our lives, threatening to undermine everything we believed to be secure. From a psychological perspective, moments of shattering can stem from several sources: loss of a loved one, a job dismissal, a drastic change in life circumstances, or the unfulfilled ambitions that haunt us. But the common denominator, the core element uniting all these experiences, is the perception of control slipping away. When the ground beneath your feet shifts violently, your initial reaction may be one of panic, disbelief, or utter paralysis. These are perfectly normal responses. It's your brain's way of dealing with the overwhelming surge of emotions. These responses are similar to the state of shock after a natural disaster, as was experienced by the people of Turkey and Syria after the February 2023 earthquake. A crisis so profound that it left millions in ruins and despair, both physically and emotionally. As we reflect on such devastating events, remember that the pain you feel, the chaos you experience, while deeply personal, is also a shared human experience. It's in these shared experiences that we find solace, strength, and the potential for rebuilding. The shattering is not the end, it's merely the beginning of something new. What we choose to do with the shattered fragments is what truly defines us. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Recent data from the World Health Organization suggests a worrying increase in mental health challenges across the globe. From 2020 to 2023, anxiety, depression, and other mental health problems have skyrocketed. And this was brought by both a global pandemic and the overall global socio-economic uncertainty. This rise in these feelings of helplessness and uncertainty proves that feeling lost and broken is increasingly becoming a common experience. But the fact that these experiences are so common is what gives us the power to change. Understanding the universal nature of these feelings doesn't minimize the pain, but offers a sense of solidarity, a recognition that you are not alone in this battle. The shattering may have left you feeling vulnerable, but it's also the first step towards an empowering transformation. Understanding this fact is the first step towards your reinvention. The shattering, in reality, is not merely about the pain inflicted. It's about the foundations that are revealed. The cracks in our emotional armor can expose the real structural weaknesses we were previously oblivious to. The foundations of our relationships, careers, and even our belief systems are put under severe scrutiny. This can be agonizing, of course, and there's no avoiding the discomfort. But within this discomfort also lies the opportunity for profound growth. As we examine our internal structure, we can identify the vulnerabilities that need shoring up, the outdated beliefs that need discarding, and the new structures that we must create. Imagine the ancient Roman city of Pompeii, destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. The disaster was a tragedy, yes. But the preserved ruins, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, reveal to us not only the structure of an ancient city, but also the enduring spirit of human civilization. Each structure, each fragmented wall tells a story, revealing the resilience of our collective past. Similarly, the shattered pieces of our own life offer us the opportunity to rebuild with stronger foundations. This process begins in what we have called the scavenging phase. This is where we will pick up the pieces and start to identify what they mean for our future. Chapter 2. The Scavenging. The process of scavenging is not a chaotic scramble through the debris of your former self. It's a deliberate, mindful process of assessment and reclamation. It's like the work of archaeologists carefully sifting through the ruins of an ancient civilization, where each discovered artifact provides essential clues about the past and helps shape the vision of a possible future. Take the excavation of the terracotta army near Xi'an, China, for example. What initially appeared to be nothing more than shattered fragments of pottery was carefully collected, analyzed, and patiently pieced together to uncover an astounding historical treasure. These pieces revealed not only the structure of the imperial past, but also the extraordinary craftsmanship and artistry of ancient times. Our process of scavenging should be just like that, mindful and deliberate. The first step of scavenging begins with acceptance and acknowledgement. In order to rebuild, we must first acknowledge what has been lost and the pain we carry without diminishing it. This might look like journaling, meditation, or simply allowing ourselves to feel the depth of our emotions. This period of reflection might bring to light past trauma, unfulfilled dreams, and limiting beliefs. Don't shy away from those feelings. They are part of your story, the story that will drive you forward. Imagine a sculptor staring at a block of raw stone. They don't begin carving without first seeing the sculpture it could become. And this requires patience, self-awareness, and a capacity to perceive the possibilities hidden beneath the surface. The art of scavenging requires the same. The second step of scavenging involves the extraction of resources from the rubble. You may not believe it, but your past experiences, even the most painful ones, are often packed with valuable insights and resources. Take the experience of being laid off from a job you were passionate about. It can feel devastating, but within that experience lies also the lessons you learned, the skills you acquired, and the connections you made during the time there. These are resources that you can use moving forward. The same goes for a difficult relationship that has ended. The lessons learned about your communication patterns, boundaries, and needs are resources that can guide you when navigating future relationships. You must carefully examine the circumstances and pull out the things that will serve you in this new chapter. The pain we feel is a potent catalyst for change. Use that energy to fuel your transformation. This scavenging phase is not about clinging to the past, but rather extracting the lessons, the skills, and the insights that you can use to rebuild more purposefully. Now, the process of scavenging can be daunting. It might feel like you are alone in a dark cave. The good news is that you don't have to do it alone. Seeking support from trusted friends, family, or professional therapists or coaches can provide invaluable assistance. These individuals are like beacons of light guiding you through the darkness. They can offer guidance and help identify the fragments that hold the potential to contribute to your new structure. They act like mirrors, reflecting back to you the inner strength and capacity for resilience that you might not see yourself. In times of stress and emotional turmoil, your inner compass might be all over the place. That's when having another perspective is so important to avoid making poor decisions. As much as this journey is personal, no man is an island. Surrounding yourself with positive and like-minded people is paramount to the successful execution of this phase of your transformation. This scavenging stage is also a crucial time to redefine your values and beliefs. As you sift through your fragmented pieces, you have the opportunity to discard the limiting beliefs and redefine the values that no longer serve you. Take a long, hard look at the things that used to motivate you and analyze if they still align with who you are trying to become. This is not a process of self-criticism or judgment, but it's a process of mindful reflection where you make a conscious decision to align your actions with your authentic self. Like a master craftsman carefully selecting the best materials to forge their creation, your new self is being crafted through intentional choices and deliberate action. This scavenging process is not just about collecting your scattered pieces, it's about using them to build a structure that is more solid and more meaningful than ever before. This is the purpose of this next phase of your transformation, the Re-Emergence. Chapter 3, the Re-Emergence. The Re-Emergence is not a magical resurrection that happens overnight. It's a deliberate process of rebuilding, and it takes courage, commitment, and consistency. We are not talking about patching up the old. We're talking about creating something entirely new, something stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with who you want to be. The process of re-emergence is similar to the rebuilding of Warsaw after World War II. The city was almost completely destroyed, but the Polish people, with determination and meticulous planning, painstakingly rebuilt it. They didn't try to replicate the old city exactly. They learned from the ruins and created a city that honored its history while embracing the future. Your re-emergence should be approached in a similar way, honoring your past while focusing on your goals. The first step in your re-emergence is to establish a new vision for your future. Once you have scavenged the pieces of your past and identified the lessons that you learned, it's time to start crafting your vision. This vision is not just an abstract fantasy. It's the blueprint for your future, and you must be intentional with its design. You will need to set clear, measurable goals, and this will give you a direction and motivate you to move forward. Imagine an architect planning a new building. They don't start construction without having a detailed blueprint, without a clear vision, and without a plan. Your goals should be like the foundation for your new life. They will provide structure, purpose, and direction. The next stage in re-emergence involves the development of new habits and routines that align with your new vision. This requires a deep level of self-discipline. This might include starting a new exercise regimen, starting a journaling practice, or learning a new skill. These new habits act as scaffolding during this rebuilding process. You are not only setting new behaviors, you are setting new neural pathways in your brain, therefore facilitating your transformation. It's often said that consistency is the key to success. Like the relentless drip of water that can eventually erode the most formidable rocks, these small, consistent actions will lead to massive changes over time. Re-emergence is a daily effort, a commitment to continuous self-improvement. Moreover, during your re-emergence, you need to re-establish your relationships. As you rebuild, some of your relationships may not align with the person you are becoming, and this might require letting go. But don't be afraid to let go of those relationships that hold you back. It is necessary to clear the clutter in your life. The relationships that you cultivate during the re-emergence need to be supportive and enriching, like a gardener pruning dead branches to allow new growth. Be prepared to prune out the relationships that are not serving you. Your emotional and spiritual well-being are paramount at this time. So it's vital that you surround yourself with the kind of energy that nurtures growth and healing. The process of re-emergence is not a linear path. There will be ups and downs, moments of triumph, and moments of setbacks. But the key is to stay consistent with your goals and to not give up. You will need to develop the capacity to see those failures as learning opportunities, and you must embrace them. These setbacks are an integral part of the journey of your reinvention. Just as a potter shapes the clay, your experiences will shape you. The re-emergence process is not a destination, it's a journey of continuous growth. You are not only rebuilding yourself, you are evolving into a newer, more resilient, more empowered version of yourself. Each fragment, each experience contributes to the final creation. This is how you find true and long-lasting strength. We are not going to be writing the conclusions here, but just wanted to let you know they are at the end. As we wrap up this journey of rebuilding ourselves piece by piece, remember that the ability to reinvent yourself isn't a privilege, it's an innate human capability. It's a process of growth, resilience, and transformation. We started with a state of brokenness, and throughout the journey we collected the pieces and used them as the materials for a better version of yourself. From the initial shattering to the mindful scavenging and the final re-emergence, we have shown that this is a journey that involves not just the body, but also the mind and the spirit. The recent increase in mental health challenges globally highlights the need to address the state of our inner world. Now more than ever, we must embrace a mindset of continuous self-improvement. By acknowledging our pain, seeking support, and focusing on continuous growth, we are actively choosing to thrive. The path to self-rebuilding may be full of challenges, but this journey is your most important one. Never forget that you possess the capacity to rise, to rebuild, and to become something extraordinary. This journey starts with a decision, and it ends in the evolution of a newer, stronger version of yourself. This is your invitation to embrace the process of reinvention. You are in the driver's seat of your journey, and the possibilities are endless. Stay tuned for the conclusions.